I worked at a small, simple grocery store in a little town in Arizona. It was a calm job, but unfortunately, the store started having financial problems and had to cut back on staff. I was one of the first to be let go. I spent weeks looking for a new job, applying for different positions, but my lack of experience seemed to be a big hurdle. I went to several convenience stores, supermarkets, and even small shops, but nobody seemed interested in hiring me. One afternoon, while having coffee with my friend Clara, I vented about my situation. Clara was a babysitter and worked through an app called Guardian. She suggested that I download the app and try my luck because, according to her, there were many families looking for caregivers. Without thinking twice, I went home and searched for the app on my phone. I found a website called Guardian.com and clicked on it. The screen went completely black for a few seconds before a form popped up for me to fill out with my information. I entered my name, Isabella, my birth date, email, and address. Then I attached my resume and submitted it. The site promised to automatically send my profile to all the families and companies looking for someone with my qualifications, so there was nothing else to do but wait. After having dinner with my parents, I went to my room and checked the app to see if there were any responses. Nothing. It was almost 10 p.m. and even though I was tired, I couldn't sleep. I kept staring at the ceiling where the bright stars I had stuck up years ago still shone. That day, my thoughts were filled with doubts and worries about what I would do if I couldn't find a job. The hours passed slowly. I watched the clock strike midnight, then 1 in the morning. I still couldn't sleep, and even reading a random book to help me doze off didn't work much. When sleep finally came and I was about to drift off, it was already 3 in the morning. That's when I heard the sound of a notification. I quickly got up, turned on the light, and grabbed my phone. I had received an email. Anxiously, I opened the message and started to read. Congratulations. You have been selected for the position at the Colorful Star Daycare. Please wait for the interview tomorrow from 12 p.m. to 1 p.m. Sincerely, Amanda Martins, owner of the daycare. I was ecstatic. Finally, an opportunity. I spent the night dreaming about what would come next, imagining what the job would be like and how I would handle this new experience. The next day, I got up early, had breakfast, and spent some time watching TV to distract myself from my anxiety. I took a shower and got ready to leave. According to the app, the daycare was a bit far away in the city center, about a 50-minute walk. Since money was tight, I didn't have any other choice but to walk. When I finally arrived, I saw a 2-story building painted in bright colors, mostly yellow and red. At the entrance, a big sign read Colorful Star Daycare. Looking at the front, I noticed that, despite the name, there weren't any stars in sight, which made me chuckle softly. I rang the doorbell and a light-skinned young woman with brown hair, probably in her early 20s, opened the door. "Good afternoon, how can I help you?" she asked warmly as she welcomed me inside. I smiled back and said a bit nervously, "Good afternoon, I'm here for a job interview." As she guided me through the daycare, I noticed that while the walls could use a fresh coat of paint, everything else looked spotless. The flowers in the garden were vibrant and full of life, and the neatly trimmed lawn stretched across the area. In the center of the garden, a small fountain bubbled with crystal-clear water, creating a calm and welcoming atmosphere. "Wow, what a beautiful place," I murmured to myself, enchanted. The young woman, noticing my fascination, smiled and said, "Wait until you see the snack room. I'm sure you're going to love it." She led me to the waiting room where several other candidates were already sitting. I took a seat on one of the benches, and while observing the others, I thought the interview might take hours given the number of applicants. However, to my surprise, the interview seemed to go quickly, with people going in and out in just a few minutes. It wasn't long before my name was called. "Isabella, please come in," said a woman's voice. I stood up and walked through the wooden door to find a woman sitting behind a desk. "Good afternoon, Isabella," she greeted me with a smile. "Good afternoon," I replied, trying to hide my nerves. I had barely sat down when she said, "You're hired." I was taken aback, blinking a few times to make sure I heard her right. "Really? Thank you so much," I said, almost in disbelief. "Yes, you start tomorrow from 2 p.m. to 10 p.m. Does that work for you?" she asked, keeping a professional tone. "That's perfect, thank you," I replied, still amazed by how quickly everything had happened. I left the daycare feeling a mix of relief and joy. I could hardly wait to get started. When the next day came, I woke up early and got ready carefully. This time, I decided to take the bus since I wanted to arrive feeling more rested and prepared for my first day of work. I got to the daycare at 1:50 p.m., and the same friendly young woman welcomed me at the entrance again. As soon as I walked in, the woman who had interviewed me, Amanda, called the whole team together. She introduced me to all my coworkers. In the morning shift, there was a man named Eduardo who seemed to have a lot of experience working with kids. In the afternoon where I would be working, I'd be alongside a young woman named Marina, who like me was also new to the team. Amanda mentioned that the daycare also operated at night since many parents worked late. In that shift, a lady named Beatriz and a man named Ricardo were in charge of the little ones, but I would only meet them as I was leaving. After the introductions, Amanda took me to the area where the kids were. The room was large and bright with beds lined up against the walls. There were about 50 kids and 10 babies in their cribs. The atmosphere was welcoming and the little ones seemed well cared for. My first shift was wonderful. The kids were adorable and the afternoon flew by as we played and got to know each other. At 9:50 p.m. Beatriz and Ricardo arrived to take over the night shift, and I, still a little tired, headed home feeling satisfied with the day. On the second day the routine began to settle in. I would arrive and spend the afternoon playing with and caring for the children. One boy in particular caught my attention. He was about 5 years old and there were burn marks on his little arm and part of his face. Although he was a bit shy, he was extremely kind. I spent a lot of time with him trying to help him feel more included in the activities. He seemed to enjoy the company and slowly started to open up to me. Every day I felt more connected to this new routine and the kids, but I also began to notice some things that weren't so clear in the beginning. The following week, on a Thursday, the day had gone by without any issues. But around 9:50 p.m. Beatriz, who was taking care of the kids during the night shift, arrived. It was already 10 p.m. and Ricardo, who was supposed to start his shift with her, still hadn't shown up. Beatriz looked worried and started thinking about who could take his place. That's when I offered to help. "I'll do it," I said firmly. Beatriz hesitated and exchanged a glance with my coworker before stepping aside to talk about my offer. When they came back, there was a serious look on their faces. "The night shift here is a bit different," she said, her tone cautious, which made me curious. "We need you to stay alert all night." I nodded, eager to know more. "You can count on me," I replied confidently. That seemed to ease their tension and my coworker relaxed a bit. "Okay, thanks for this," she said, still studying me closely. "I'm heading out now. See you tomorrow. Just follow the rules strictly." She gave me a smile that felt like a mix of worry and relief. As we walked her to the door, she locked it behind her when she stepped outside, which seemed a bit odd, but I didn't say anything. In the courtyard, the light was dim and the atmosphere felt slightly different, as if the air around us had thickened. That's when Beatriz came closer with a serious expression and said, "Isabella, I need to tell you some things before we start." I turned to her, feeling a slight chill run down my spine. "You'll be on the first floor and I'll take care of the second. The daycare isn't the same at night. It's like doors to other places open up. If you don't follow certain rules, bad things can happen. There are just 5 rules, but they're crucial." I didn't really understand what she meant. Maybe she was just joking, but I didn't say anything and kept listening to her. Beatriz started reciting the rules in a low, tense voice. "First, we can never be on the same floor at the same time. Never. No matter what happens, don't come looking for me. Second, under no circumstances should you use the elevator at night. Third, if you hear a baby crying inside the closet, don't open it. Just ignore it. Fourth, it's just you and me here. If you see a man or an old woman, don't talk to them. Don't greet them. And fifth, never use your phone after 10 p.m. I stared at her in disbelief. I don't know if I'll remember all these rules," I said, trying to grasp what was happening. Clara took out a pen and a piece of paper from her pocket, wrote down the rules and handed me the paper. "Here, just follow this strictly and everything will be fine." I hesitated for a moment, holding the paper with a mix of doubt and unease. Why should I follow these rules? I asked, more to myself than to her. "It's just a daycare after all." Beatriz placed a hand on my shoulder and with a serious look replied, "I trust you, Isabella. Now let's go inside and start working." I nodded, and as I crossed the entrance again, something felt different. The daycare, which had once been a cheerful and welcoming place, now seemed wrapped in an invisible shadow. The air felt heavy as if something was wrong. I didn't mention anything to Beatrice, who walked up the stairs without a word. The daycare had 2 floors, but Beatrice mentioned there was also an attic and a basement, although we had never been to those places. I was in charge of the first floor, where there were 10 kids and 2 babies. The babies were already sleeping in their cribs and the other kids were in the playroom. I called everyone for dinner and they settled down at the kitchen table. That night, dinner was simple: milk with cereal for the older kids and baby food for the little ones. After dinner, I led the kids to the sleeping room and helped them get settled. Once everyone was tucked in, I left the room and headed to the baby room to check on them. However, as I crossed the hallway, the lights suddenly went out. I froze, feeling panic rise in my chest as darkness surrounded me. Without thinking, I grabbed my phone to use the flashlight, completely forgetting the 5th rule Clara had given me. Never use your phone after 10 p.m. I turned on the flashlight and lit my way through the dark hallway, my heart racing. As I approached the kitchen, I heard quick footsteps behind me. I turned around quickly, nearly dropping my phone, and saw a small figure running. I shone the flashlight down the hallway and there stood one of the kids staring at me. My heart jumped into my throat. "You scared me," I exclaimed, trying to keep my voice steady. I took the child by the hand and led them back to the sleeping room. I opened the door and did a quick count. 8 kids were lying down fast asleep. But when I looked back at the boy who had startled me, my blood ran cold. The figure in front of me was no longer a normal boy. Its shape was twisted, as if its body was melting. It was the size of a 5-year-old, but its face looked deformed, hairless, like it had been sculpted from melted wax. I let out a scream of terror, stumbling backward. At that moment, the lights came back on, flooding the room with a soft glow and revealing the kids sleeping peacefully. That horrifying thing had vanished. They stirred at my scream but quickly calmed down when I, still shaking, told them everything was okay. I carefully closed the door, trying to process what had just happened. I turned off my phone's flashlight and put it in my pocket, still feeling the adrenaline coursing through my veins. When I turned around, I saw a man in the courtyard wearing an electrician's uniform. He was working on something near the power box. I took a deep breath and approached him, still shaken. "The lights are fixed, miss," he said, turning to me. "I'll be leaving now. Good night." "Thank you," I replied automatically, still a bit dazed. "Let me get the key so you can leave." As I walked back, a memory flashed through my mind. I had never let that man in. A chill ran down my spine, and when I turned to look again, the electrician had vanished as if he had never been there. I remembered the rules Clara had given me, and a knot formed in my stomach. Without realizing it, I had already broken 2 of them. I thought about going to find her, but the first rule stopped me: we were never supposed to be on the same floor. My breathing quickened, but I tried to calm myself. "Just breathe, this isn't real," I whispered to myself, taking a sip of water to regain my composure. I went to check on the babies and everything seemed normal, as if nothing strange had happened. I carefully closed their room door and sat on the living room couch, trying to relax. I was almost convincing myself that it was all in my imagination when a loud, aggressive sound echoed down the hallway. A heavy thud against the door where the babies were sleeping. My body reacted before I could think. I ran to the room and flung the door open, my heart racing out of control. When I entered, I froze in horror. The cribs were empty. All the babies had disappeared. I stood there, unable to move. The lights began to flicker, casting dancing shadows on the walls. I felt like the total darkness would swallow me again at any moment. When I tried to leave, the door slammed shut behind me. I tried to open it, but it felt locked by an invisible force. I screamed for help, desperate, but there was no answer. The lights kept flickering until they finally went out completely. Terror overwhelmed me and I started crying, desperately trying to open the door. But something was holding it firmly shut. I backed away in tears, crouching on the floor like a scared, helpless child. Then the sound started. At first it was soft, almost unnoticeable, but soon it became deafening, the cries of hundreds of babies all at once. I looked around, my eyes adjusting to the darkness, and what I saw made my heart stop. Countless babies were scattered on the floor, piling on top of each other, crying with their faces twisted in pain and despair. Terror took over me. I screamed, terrified, and jumped up without thinking about the small figures on the floor, stepping on them in a desperate attempt to escape. I struggled with the door, my hands shaking and sweaty, until it finally opened with a snap. I escaped from that dark room, running down the dim hallway, tears streaming down my face as fear grew with each step. The hallway seemed to stretch endlessly, the walls elongating into a never-ending nightmare. On the sides, I caught glimpses of little heads melting, their twisted arms trying to reach for me. I felt suffocated by the sight, the air heavy and thick, but I kept running, driven only by my survival instinct. Finally, I spotted the end of the hallway, my heart pounding in my chest. Blinded by terror, I didn't hesitate and ran toward the second floor where Beatrice would be. I urgently pressed the elevator button, my finger repeatedly hitting it as I waited for the doors to open. When they finally did, I stepped inside and immediately pressed the button for the second floor. The doors started to close, and only then did the memory of the rule hit me: don't use the elevator at night. I tried to hit the open button, but the doors sealed shut with a final snap, trapping me inside that metal box. Darkness took over the elevator except for a small light showing which floor I was on. A question whispered in my mind: how does the elevator work if there's no light? Fear crept back in. The display said I was going up, but instead of stopping at the second floor, the elevator kept rising. It passed the third floor, which I knew was the fourth, the so-called attic that wasn't really an attic. I sighed in relief that I hadn't broken the first rule. I thought about going back down, pressing the button for the first floor, but the elevator just kept going up. Fourth floor. Fifth floor. A chill ran down my spine. What's happening? This building doesn't even have that many floors. I thought, panic building. The elevator didn't stop until the 10th floor. The doors opened, revealing darkness that seemed to swallow everything except for a faint light illuminating the dusty floor. The walls were peeling and the place looked abandoned for years. The space in front of me felt vast, bigger than the daycare itself. Suddenly, I heard a woman's wailing echoing through the air. The sound was heartbreaking, full of pain. I didn't dare step out of the elevator, my body frozen in fear. The doors slowly closed again and I pressed the button for the first floor once more, but the elevator went back up. A sob escaped my lips, followed by silent tears. My despair grew as the elevator stopped on the 11th floor. The doors opened again and I found myself in the same dark, abandoned place. But this time the wails were closer and a figure began to take shape in the darkness. A tall, hunched silhouette of a woman slowly approached, her sobs breaking the silence around me. The cold in the air was intense, almost tangible, and I felt panic overwhelming me. I didn't know what to do. I just stood there, paralyzed, as the figure came closer, surrounding me in darkness and terror. I remained frozen inside the elevator, completely immobilized. The horror unfolding before me was beyond what my mind could handle. The woman coming toward me had a disfigured face, rotting skin, and empty eyes, like black holes filled with tears that flowed endlessly. When her bony hand touched my face, a shiver ran through my body, and I felt a sharp pain as if an invisible blade was cutting me. The elevator closed its doors and kept rising. In desperation, I got off at the next floor. I knew that if I stayed in that elevator, it could take me to even darker and more unknown places. The 12th floor creaked under my feet and everything around me felt abandoned and rotten. The only light piercing the darkness came from a small window far away. I cautiously approached, hoping to find some help outside, but what I saw filled me with despair. The courtyard that used to be vibrant and full of life was now unrecognizable. The plants were dead, the grass dry and tall, and the fountain that once flowed with clear water was now broken, oozing a dark and repulsive liquid. I kept walking down the hallway, stepping on debris that seemed to have been left there long ago. The walls were covered with deep scratches, as if someone or something had desperately fought to get out. A few feet away, the bodies of small beings lay scattered on the floor. Their eyes had been ripped out and their mouths were sewn shut, preventing any sound from escaping. At the end of the hallway, I found a staircase. With no other option, I started to descend it cautiously, each step a torment. When I reached the next floor, I realized everything felt like a cycle, as if I had returned to where I started. Despair consumed me, but I kept going, hoping to find a way out. Suddenly, I heard the woman's sobs again. The sound echoed through the walls, coming closer. I ran back to the elevator and to my surprise the lights came back on. I pressed the button for the first floor, my heart racing as the elevator finally started to descend. The doors opened and I found myself back on the first floor. I stepped out of the elevator but my legs felt weak. I sank onto the nearest couch and tears started to fall. The terror I felt that night was unbearable. I glanced at the kitchen clock and in disbelief, saw it was 4 a.m. I had spent 5 hours in that nightmare. Confused and exhausted, I went to check on the babies and kids. To my relief, they were all in their beds, sleeping peacefully as if nothing had happened. From 4 to 7 in the morning, nothing else occurred. At exactly 7, the morning shift lady arrived, greeting me with a cheerful "good morning." I was about to pour out everything I had seen, but she interrupted me as if she already knew. "Don't say anything now. If you saw something strange, tell me when we get out. This place has a life of its own." I nodded, still speechless. My co-workers soon arrived, and the lady unlocked the door so we could leave. The guy from the night shift who was supposed to help me finally showed up, but now I knew I would have to go back for another night in that cursed place.
Did you like the video? Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any chilling stories. If you like mystery and supernatural stories, Chronicles of Fear is the right place for you. Leave your comment and share it with friends who also love a good dose of fear. Until next time, and stay tuned. What you see may not be what it really is.